'Tis the season. Happy holidays from TSN.
What more can you ask playing the game that you love to play?
I've always thought the game of hockey is the greatest game to play.
Catch the entire 5-hour series of the Legends of Hockey Sunday.
We've knitted together quite a show, so grab that extra toque as this edition of Sports Desk is full of thrills and chills. The Maple Leafs and the Red Wings kicked off their home and home, but which team would do the kicking? The Coyotes were hoping to floss the Sharks. Dominic Hasek is having a December to remember. We had a sweet time putting this show together, but not so sweet for the Canadian junior team. The Grizzlies hope their game against Phoenix wouldn't turn foul. Will the NFL playoffs be very, very good to the Lions?
It's the best time of year. I mean, this is what it's all about.
Well, double your pleasure, double your fun on TSN Sports Desk. Well, hello there and welcome to our show. Happy holidays to you and yours. Thanks for stopping in because we have got a great show planned. David Pratt joins me now from Vancouver. Hi, Dave.
How you doing, Lisa?
I'm very
I see
good.
that you have survived nicely the holidays. I got to tell you, the best part of having all those relatives that come over for Christmas? It's when they go back home.
Gee,
Ever noticed that?
I haven't. I hope that's not what my cousins are thinking. Anyway, the Christmas break is over for us and the NHL, so let's get right to it, shall we? The Leafs penalty killing, #1 in the league. Unfortunately, that is offset by the power play, 0 for 46, worst in the NHL. A reflection, perhaps, of the ratio of skilled players versus the not-so-skilled. As for Friday's opponent, the Red Wings, how about this fivesome on the man advantage? Yzerman, Shanahan, Larionov, Lidstrom, and Murphy. Talk about your haves and have-nots. Now, you know this is a great rivalry, and this matchup usually is a really good one. Honest. Stay tuned, folks. Check it out. First period, Shanahan flipping the cross-ice pass to Steve Yzerman. He lets a snapshot go, beats Potvin, and it's 1-0 Wings just like that. Late in the period, Wings up 2-0 now, and on the power play, and there it is. Shanahan to Larionov. Tic-tac-toe, 3-zip Detroit, and you can see what the Leafs coach thinks of all this. They were outshot 12-6 after 1. In the second, Leafs finally get on the board. Steve Sullivan ripping a shot past Osgood. It's 3-1 later. Little fisticuffs here. Actually, first it's Chris King rubbing out Larionov along the boards, and Larionov is hurt. He left the game with the Charlie horse, and he did not return to the third. Things now getting a little testy. Ty Domi takes a run at 2 Wings, and that drew a minor penalty. And then minutes later, the fisticuffs I was telling you about. It's McCarty and King, a little lively bout. Wings salted with time winding down. Wings 2-on-1. Joey Kosher going upstairs on Potvin. 4-1 Detroit. A tough night for T.O. Make the final 4-1 as the Leafs fail to win 3 in a row. Saturday night, Detroit is at Toronto. The Wings are now unbeaten in their last 5 games. Steve Yzerman's goal was the 549th of his career, moving him past Michel Goulet into 14th all-time.
The San Jose Sharks have finally put some teeth into their bite. The Sharks hit the Christmas break on a 7-game unbeaten streak. That's just 2 games short of their franchise record, which was set back in 1994. Friday night, the Sharks were at home to take on Phoenix. So let's get over to the tank. Before the game, Jim Schonfeld lost Tevodosky to a pulled rib muscle. He is now listed as day-to-day. Always, though, the last line of defense is in goal. Heavy Bullet stops Murray Craven on this breakaway. Man, and he was hot. He was hot on the night. Then Patrick Marleau in all alone, and he is stopped cold. And finally, watch this save on Ragnarsson. Just another great save by Heavy Bullet, who is hot all night long. Scoreless after 1. Offense kicks in into the second. Rebound comes right back to Tkachuk. Power play goal, and that made it 1-0 for the Coyotes. Then Craig Janney feathers a great little pass to Quint. He makes no mistake on this, and that made it 2-0 for the Coyotes. Heavy Bullet remains hot. Watch this great glove save on Ragnarsson again. Sweet to watch, isn't it? 3-0 Coyotes, then Tkachuk completes the hat trick. He undresses Zuzan and Vernon. What a goal, 4-0 for the Coyotes. San Jose's 7-game unbeaten streak is now over. Heavy Bullen stopped 30 shots for his 3rd shutout of the season. To St. Louis, to the Blues and the Blackhawks. The Blues unbeaten in 4 coming in. In the first period, the Blues on the power play. Duchesne finds Chris Pronger in his office. Email this one, baby. Top corner. It's 1-0 for the Blues. Then the Hawks get the man advantage. Jamnov, his shot is stopped, but Chris Jeller's right there. His first goal in 14 games, and that tied it up at 1. Then the Blues are caught on a change. Tony Amonte finds Nabokov. He's open on the wing, fires it right through Grant Fuhr. 2-1 Hawks after 1. The Hawks on a roll. To the second period we go. Eric Daze to Greg Johnson. Alone in front. Fuhr, great save, and it stays 2-1 for the Hawks. It's 3-1 for the Hawks in the third when Pronger will just cheap shot Nabokov. Chelios is there to settle the matter, and the Hawks get their second win of the month, 4-1 over the Blues. It's the first time this season the Blues have lost while being outshot. Chicago rookie Nabokov picked up a goal and an assist in that game. Lisa?
Not tough to figure out why Dominik Hasek is known as the Dominator, especially when you look at his month of December. 4 shutouts in 11 starts and a goals against of 1.91. Nice totals. Friday, Sabres playing host to the Rangers. Hasek already shut out the Broadway Blue Shirts this past Sunday, so he was fairly confident coming into this game. And early on, though, Bruce Driver will get his stick up on Miroslav Seitan. Seitan, as you will see, Seitan, pardon me, is cut. No call on the play. And then later, Buffalo's Matthew Barnaby trying to coax a penalty here. What do you think? No call for bad acting. Later, Rangers get the puck to Alexei Kovalev, but Hasek gives him nothing to shoot at. It's still 0. Second period, good forechecking here by Buffalo. Nifty passing to Jason Woolley, his second, 1-0 Sabres. Rangers try to get something going here. Pat LaFontaine is tripped. He gets up and tries to wrap around, but the Dominator is there to stop the door. Third period, same score. Dixon Ward rips it past Richter, his fourth, and the Sabres are up by 2. Buffalo then adds an empty netter, and they hold on for, yes, another shutout by that man, Mr. Hasek. 3-zip the final. Hasek finishing with 28 saves for his 6th shutout of the season. He broke his own team record of 5 in a month. 6 of the Sabres' last 8 wins have been by a shutout. Wow, he is playing great. Islanders and Devils. Now Jersey has given up only 68 goals this season. Here's another guy who's been playing well, Mr. Brodeur, but the Islanders strike first. Nemchinov off Bob Carpenter's stick, and it's 1-0 New York. And they keep her coming here. It's Robert Reichel letting it go, his 16th, 2-0 Islanders. The Devils do battle back. Randy McKay will let it go. It will go off Salo, a defender, and in. Randy McKay is in the crease, but there is no review. The goal counts, cuts New York's lead to 1. Second period, same score. This is an Islanders power play, and this is Brian Berard. Check it out, coast to coast, undressing Niedermayer and beating Brodeur. Beautiful goal, his 11th. Islanders by 2. Devils battle to tie it at 3, and then Lyle Odeline takes the hit and gets the puck to McKay, and he beats Salo, and yes, the Devils hang on to win it by a 4-3 count. Devils breaking their season-high 3-game winless streak. Randy McKay has scored in 4 straight games. He's got 14 goals this season after getting just 9 last year. On to the Pens and the Capitals. Ron Wilson and troops, 1 win in their last 8. They strike early. Richard Zednik skate to stick to the back of the net. 1-0 Washington. But the Pens strike back, and it is a beautiful cross-ice pass courtesy of Mr. Jagger to Kevin Hatcher, and he puts it in. It's a power play goal. It's 1-1. Second period, the goalies take over. Freddie Olofsson wires one, but Kolzig is there. Great glove save. And then at the other end, you will see Connor Walchuk in all alone in front. There he is, but no, Barrasso gets the stick down, and we're still 1-1 after 2. In the third, Jaromir Jagr's shot goes off the skate of Craig Berube right there, and by Kolzig. That hurts. It's 2-1, but it wasn't all rosy for Jagr. He takes the hit here from Brendan Witt, but it didn't matter. They couldn't keep the Pens off the scoreboard, as you see. 4-1 the final. Tom Barrasso making 23 saves to improve to 17-8-6 this season. Kolzig is now winless in his last 6 games. David?
To the Panthers and the Hurricanes. It was a wild, I mean a wild first period. Keith Primo and Ed Jovanovski, little rock and roll, get this thing going. Friday night's all right for fighting, you know it. Scored 1-1. Watch this, Stu Grimson. He collides with Van Beesbrook. Emerson scores into the empty net. Svela, boy, does he not like the call. Hey, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Yeah, it counts. Hurricanes up 2-1. Second period now. Jablonski replaces Sean Burke in goal for Carolina. They pick it up, tied at 2. Ray Whitney on the 2-on-1. He does it all by himself. Svela picks up the assist, and it's 3-2 for Florida. Just minutes later, Svela at the point. His shot is tipped by Niedermeyer. Svela with his third assist of the game. Florida now up by 2. After the game, hey, you know what? The party not over. Jovanovski and Stephen Leach get into it. No real damage done here. Florida beats Carolina. Your final is 5-2. Ray Whitney had 2 goals for the Panthers, giving him 12 goals and 12 assists in 24 games since being picked up off waivers from Edmonton. John Van Beesbroek made 26 saves for his 299th career win. Corey Hirsch has made it back to the NHL. The Canucks have called up Hirsch from the minors to replace Kirk McLean, who is out with sore ribs. In training camp, Hirsch was the odd man out with the arrival of Arturs Irbe. Saturday, he'll be the backup for Irbe in Dallas. Coming up on Sports Desk, the Canadian juniors look to grab their first win.
And it's a homecoming for Steve Nash as the Suns hook up in Vancouver.
This is NBA Live 98. Shoot.
These young guys have no fundamentals.
No fundamentals? What do you call a basic two-handed reverse photo op? A crisp, honey, did you see that bounce pass? Or a textbook big man can't drop step?
Highway on 4.
Bug.
Hey, man, my crossover sweet and fundamental.
Right on. 1-888-MY-HOUSE. These guys need more fundamentals like they need more hops. NBA Live 98, the ultimate judge. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hey, Yuri. Everything you needed to know about the Swedish team. My gift to you. Sven! Hey, good to see you. Thought you could use this. All the inside stuff on the Russians.
The Esso Olympic Hockey Heroes Collection, stars, profiles, and more. A new set every week. It's $2.99 each with your free Esso Extra card.
And what are you going to give the U.S. coach?
A headache.
Good.
In the dark when it comes to getting jobs done? Not anymore with the new Bossman Light Driver 2, the screwdriver with a built-in flashlight. It sheds light on household tasks and gives you a free hand to get the job done right. Don't keep yourself in the dark. Look for the new Bossman Light Driver 2 at these stores today. Makes a great Christmas gift.
It's getting late, and as usual, you could use a little something to eat, right? Well, go to the kitchen. Go ahead. So, you see anything you like? Check the fridge. How about the bottom shelf? Nothing? I got an idea. How about a bowl of Kellogg's Rice Krispies? I'm serious. I mean, you don't want to go to bed hungry. You also don't want to explode.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies cereal before bed. Who'd have thought?
The perfect bedtime snack? I think so.
The men's downhill. See it Monday on TSN.
Welcome back. It has become an annual rite of winter. Each December, Canada sends its best juniors to compete for the World Junior Hockey title. And every year, for the past 5, those boys are singing the sweet sounds of "Oh Canada." But the world is catching up. And after Thursday's loss to the host Finns, the red and white were looking to regroup Friday against the Swedes. They sent Q star Roberto Luongo in goal for Canada in this critical second game, and he's under pressure early. Marcus Nielsen on the power play taking the feed from Johan Forsander, and it's 1-0 Sweden just like that. Later in the first, it's Nielsen again, but this time Luongo reads him perfectly. Then Canada on the power play. Johan Holmqvist making the stop, and Brett McLean, he's got the wide open net, and he misses it. Then with a 2-man advantage, Josh Holden, great pass, but Vincent Lecavalier cannot beat the Swedish goalie. Late in the period, Pierre Hedden shoots, and Brian Wilsey deflects it past his own goalie. Bad break, it's 2-0 Sweden. Second period, Matt Bradley in all alone to the backhand, but Holmqvist is there again to rob him. That hurts because moments later, Daniel Sadam breaks in and beats Luongo. 3-0 Sweden. Canada, great chance to get back in it. Sean Blanchard to Lecavalier, but Holmqvist, wow. There again, it's thrown him on the one-timer. Frustrated, starting to show. Daniel Corso runs his man into the glass. He got 2 for unsportsmanlike. Third period, more trouble here. Kim Kannerheim all alone fakes a shot. Luongo goes down, and as you saw, the puck went up and in. 4-0 Sweden. The looks on the faces of Team Canada says it all. Sweden hands Canada its second loss of the tournament, and it is back to the playbook as Team Canada drops to 0-2 on the tournament. Canada suffering its first shutout at this tournament since 1992. The Swedes had 8 power plays in the game, but converted just once, which is pretty lucky because it could have been a lot worse. And after the game, the coach talked about fighting through the Czechs and fighting back from 2 games down.
Right now, our players are frustrated because even last year, I don't remember body checks being called as penalties. It seems that over here, it's more legal to hit the guy without the puck than to hit the guy with the puck. But it's something we have to adapt to. It's something that we're getting better at, and we got to keep getting better at and work on it tomorrow in practice, so that against the Czech, we can do the same thing that's being done to us, like being picked without being called and holding up the players, their forechecker, to give our defensemen a chance to have more options on the breakups.
We knew what to expect. We played a couple exhibition games, and it's no surprise how the refs are over here. We know it's a totally different style of refereeing. We have to be frustrated with our own game right now because we're not doing the little things that we need to do.
We talked about adversity, and the only way to find out about it is to go through it, and I think that's what we're doing right now, and it's going to make us stronger in the end. There's lots of time left in the tournament, and we got to come out and give it hell.
All right, so Canada will get a day off to regroup, and then Sunday it's back on the ice against the Czech Republic. Clearly, they need to stay out of the box and get some goals. And we will have more from Helsinki, other results, and a one-on-one interview with Riel Paymont later in the show. David?
Thank you, Lisa. Steve Nash of the Phoenix Suns cut quite a break from the NBA schedule this year. The Suns took on the Grizzlies Friday night in Vancouver. As a result, Nash was home for Christmas, and the Suns paid the airfare. How about that? Add to all of that, Nash has been playing a lot these days thanks to the knee injury of Kevin Johnson. Let's get over to GM Place. Nash coming off a career-high 20 points a week ago against Denver. And Nash early on, boy, he hits the turnaround from the foul line. Looks sweet, doesn't it? Suns by 6. But Sharif keeps the Grizz close. Nice little spin and dunk here. And the Suns up by a pair. But the Suns start to pull away. Sabelis will take the steal. And then the dunk. Then Nash drives for the deuce near the end of the half. And the Suns, with this deuce by Nash, will be up by 14. They were starting to run away with it at GM Place. But the Grizz do come up flying in the second. About time. Sam Mack finally buries this one. Then another 3-ball cut the lead down to 9. But the Suns were shining. Great passing here. Watch this. Nash to Robinson. Behind his back to Sabalas. How do they do that? Finally, Jason Kidd will cap a great night. Goes coast to coast on this one. The final 118-100 for the Suns as they blow out the Grizz at home. Jason Kidd had his 16th career triple-double, 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Grizzlies lost for the first time in 4 home games. And with more on the game, here's Farhan Louji.
The Vancouver Grizzlies looked like a team that was still recovering from a big Christmas dinner on Friday. A lackluster defensive effort put the Phoenix Suns on the free throw line 34 times. Vancouver also committed 22 turnovers, which led to 25 Suns points. But all adds up to a 118-100 victory by Phoenix and a frustrated Grizzlies head coach.
Everybody that played for them was better than everybody that played for us. They were the better team. We played poorly. Case closed. Big picture. Thank you, and I'm out of here.
It just wasn't there on either end of the floor, and, you know, we had some miscommunications offensively, which lead to turnovers, and, you know, there's no one else to blame but ourselves.
There were times when the game was right there. We would make a mini run, but they would come back and just get easy transition baskets or second shots and push the lead right back up. So we never got on track. We never got it going.
Friday's game also marked the return of Steve Nash to Vancouver. Nash picked up 7 points and 6 assists in 22 minutes. He also turned in an outstanding defensive effort and sealed the pressure of playing at home.
I allow it to put more pressure on myself in this situation because I want to play so well in front of my friends and family and just all the people up here because it's, you know, where I'm from, and I'm really proud to be from here and I want to do so well, but you know, pressure is what you put on yourself.
Friday's loss snapped a 3-game home court winning streak for the Grizzlies, who will look forward to seeing the end of 1997. December's been a pretty tough month for Vancouver. They've played only one team with a record below 500. And before it ends, the Utah Jazz visit GM Place on Sunday. Farhan Louji, TSN, Vancouver.
On to the Lakers and the Clippers. Shaquille O'Neal about 10 days or so away from returning to the lineup. We pick it up in the third quarter. The Clippers by 10. The Lakers coming back, though. Eddie Jones to Kobe Bryant, and the reverse jam gets the forearm rocking. You know it does. Then Bryant drops a three-pointer, and the Lakers trail by 1. Swish. Late in the fourth, Bryant in all sorts of traffic here. He'll get the kiss, and the Lakers take a 2-point lead. Time winding down in the game. Rogers takes Robert Horry one-on-one. And just like that, we've got a tie game. We're going to overtime. 111-110 Clippers. Rick Fox with a huge, huge three-pointer. Lakers by 2, and they go on to win it. The Clippers have lost 4 straight now, 8 of their last 9. The Lakers improved to 9-0 at home. On to the Sonics and the Kings. The Sonics go to work in this one real early. Gary Payton to Hershey Hawkins to Vin Baker. The jam. Kings do assert themselves, though. Mitch Richmond, watch this quick little dish to Williamson. And the jam. Then Richmond hands off to Williamson. He'll get the hook and a foul on this play coming up. And then it's Payton to Shrimp to the hoop. The jam again. And they're rolling. Shrimp will return the favor here to Payton. Watch this as he goes down and rolls it in. Sonics do roll on, though, for the entire night. Greg Anthony to Baker off the glass and a foul. The Sonics go on to win this one. The final is 111-95. And at times the Sonics made it look real easy as they won this one going away. Sonics get their 10th road win of the season. Vin Baker led Seattle with 25 points and 16 rebounds. And we'll have more NBA a little bit later on in the show. Still ahead, we'll preview what's sure to be a wild, wild weekend in the NFL playoffs.
And Barry Sanders equals O as in AP Offensive Player of the Year.
Hey, you got an autographed Patrick Watt card. Back. Trade? No way. Come on, I'll give you an autographed Shanahan. No. Okay, I'll give you all my U.S. players. The U.S. players.
The Esso Olympic Hockey Heroes Collection with stars, profiles, and more. A new set every week, just $2.99 each with your free Esso Extra card.
Shanny, what would I do with the U.S. players? Destroy them.
In the dark when it comes to getting jobs done? Not anymore with the new Bossman Light Driver 2, the screwdriver with a built-in flashlight. It sheds light on household tasks and gives you a free hand to get the job done right. Don't keep yourself in the dark. Look for the new Bossman Light Driver 2 at these stores today. Makes a great Christmas gift.
For years, you've heard the debate.
Duracell. Energizer.
Which battery lasts longer?
Duracell.
Energizer.
Duracell.
Energizer. Duracell. Energizer.
Duracell.
Recent tests proved that Duracell outlasts Energizer. Better make it the alkaline battery proven to last longer. Better make it Duracell.
Pro basketball star Jennifer Azzi spends 40 minutes destroying her hair and 90 seconds bringing it back with Pert Plus. More than a shampoo, it conditions too. How? As you shampoo, the conditioners stay suspended. As you rinse, they go to work, giving you great hair simply. Perfect for Jennifer, because she wants great-looking hair, but she'd rather be living in it than working on it. Wouldn't you? Pert Plus. Simply great hair, simply.
The Pontiac World of Skiing has everything you need to optimize that winter breakaway. Get the inside edge. The Pontiac World of Skiing. Experience it Saturday on TSN.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. The NFL postseason just around the corner, and TSN will be there for the playoff run. It all kicks off with prime time Saturday at 7:30. That's 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Then Sunday, it's countdown at noon Eastern. That's 9 o'clock on the West Coast, followed by prime time again at 7:30.
Saturday, the NFL wildcard playoffs begin in the NFC. The New York Giants will take on Minnesota. For the Giants, it's their first playoff game since 1993. In the AFC, the memories are much more recent. Jacksonville is in Denver. The Broncos have waited a whole year for this game. Here's a complete look at this weekend's playoff picture.
In the NFC, the Vikings play the Giants.
I feel more confident right now than even when we were preparing for the Philadelphia and the Washington game.
It's the best time of year. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is what we strive. This is where we strive to be at.
The New York Giants have never lost a wild card game with 4 wins, including a 17-10 victory over Minnesota at Giants Stadium in 1994. This time, the Giants face old nemesis Randall Cunningham, who came back after a year off and threw 4 TD passes in last week's must-win against Indianapolis. Minnesota has one of the NFL's most anonymous stars in running back Robert Smith, who set club records with 1,266 yards and 6 100-yard games. But he faces a defense that was number 3 in the NFL against the rush. The Vikings' Chris Carter had his 5th straight 1,000-yard receiving season and led the league with 13 touchdown catches. A big question mark will be how Danny Cannell responds in his first career playoff game. The other NFC matchup has Tampa hosting Detroit. In his 2,000-yard season, Detroit's Barry Sanders faced Tampa Bay twice. The first time, the Bucs held him to 20 yards. The second time, he ripped off 215 with TD runs of 80 and 82 yards. Sanders' 2,053 yards was second best in NFL history, and he has gained 100-plus yards in a record 14 straight games. Tampa Bay, which is sending 7 players to the Pro Bowl, has a Sanders clone in undersized running back Warrick Dunn, who was the Offensive Rookie of the Year with 978 yards rushing. Bucs QB Trent Dilfer was second in the NFC with a club record 21 touchdown passes. There is no secret to beating the Lions. Stop Sanders. To the AFC, where New England is hosting the Miami Dolphins. Last Monday, the New England Patriots, Les Terry Glenn and Curtis Martin, went into Miami and beat the Fish 14-12 to capture the AFC East Division and host this weekend's rematch. The smart money says that if the Dolphins couldn't beat a shorthanded Patriots team at home, how will they be able to beat a Patriots team on the road in Foxborough?
I don't know that we're scorching hot right now, but we're playing some good football, and I really like our chances going into this tournament.
We're playing on the road, which is going to be a lot more difficult playing up in Foxborough, and so I just look at it one game instead of worrying about last week.
In addition, New England welcomes back running back Curtis Martin, who has missed 3 games with a shoulder injury. Wide receiver Terry Glenn, nursing a bad hamstring, is questionable for the game. But keep in mind these 2 streaks the Fish have going for them. Dan Marino has thrown a TD pass in an NFL record 13 straight playoff games, and Coach Jimmy Johnson has won his last 6 playoff games. On the other hand, the Patriots have won 4 of the last 5 against Miami, and the Dolphins haven't won a road playoff game since their perfect season of 1972, so some streaks will come to an end. The late game on Saturday has the Denver Broncos hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. After separating his shoulder in Week 16 against the 49ers, running back Terrell Davis was held out of the season finale. The Broncos will have no such luxury this week. Davis is able to practice. The question of contact won't be answered until Saturday.
Well, he says it's fine. All we can do is really ask him to see how he feels, and so he felt like he could have gone last week. So, he's a tough guy, and I'm sure that that extra week will help him. And we're going to need him down the stretch run, so hopefully he's healthy.
I'd say he's right at 100%, and there should be no setbacks for Terrell.
Now, Davis's health is not the only concern. The Jacksonville Jaguars have won 8 of their last 9 December games. They've also done it on the road. Last year, they won 3 straight road games before beating Denver in the divisional playoffs. This year, they've won 2 games and are looking for their 3rd on Saturday.
I think you got to look at who they played. They played Buffalo and they played the Raiders, and both of them have been out of the playoff picture for a while. So I don't think the urgency was there on their side of it. But they proved that they can win on the road not only this year, but they proved they can win here last year.
This is a team that if you're not ready to play, they'll come in your backyard and take advantage and win a football game. Our football team, all I can say is we'll be focused. We'll be ready to play.
It's going to be a great weekend. Less than a week after running for over 2,000 yards and leading his team to an NFC wildcard berth, Detroit running back Barry Sanders was named the Associated Press Offensive Player of the Year Friday. Sanders' 2,053 yards was the second best in league history. Straight ahead on the show, back to the ice we go, where the Wings were flying high against the Buds.
And Dominic Hasek looks to dominate the boys from the Big Apple.
Make short work of your work with Corel WordPerfect Suite 8. Loaded with amazing integrated features like the property bar, a powerful toolbar that changes depending on the job. The shadow cursor. Start typing anywhere. Your words will stay put. Corel Central with fully integrated email, scheduling, and address book, internet browser, and much more. Corel WordPerfect Suite 8. Office Suite Excellence.
Well, it must be that time again. It's been 2-3 hours since dinner. Your stomach is... Did you hear that? Breakfast is what, 9...
10 hours away?
Right, honey. Little peckish. Think you can make it? How about a nice big bowl of Kellogg's cornflakes?
Or Special K.
It'll fill you up, but it won't make you feel... It's filling, but not too filling.
Kellogg's cornflakes or Special K before bed. Who'd have thought?
The perfect bedtime snack? I think so.
You got a 10,000-acre fire and it's freezing right down your throat. So let's go! Faster, faster!
Just a routine day of training.
Not quite that fast.
For America's most elite firefighters, but for their leader.
It was a prison break! Take me down.
This time, the enemy is not nature.
Kill him.
Howie Long.
Why don't we see if you still know how to fly it?
Firestorm, January 9th, only in theaters.
Welcome back for the second half. Along with David Pratt, I'm Lisa Bowes, ready to go for another 30.
Yeah, we'll head back to the World Junior Hockey Championships, bowl games south of the border, and all the rest of the NBA story. That is all coming up, Lisa.
Yes, but first back to the NHL. Game 1 of a home-and-home series between the Wings and the Leafs. This is normally a good rivalry, but I'll tell you what, the Leafs were in trouble Friday night. These folks, I don't know what they thought of it, but we'll see what you think of it. Shanahan flipping a cross-ice pass to Steve Yzerman. The snapshot is good. It's 1-0 Wings. Late in the period, Wings up 2-zip, and on a power play, it's Shanahan. Great feed to Igor Larionov, and he buries it. It's 3-0 Detroit. I guess if you're a Wings fan, you're loving these highlights. If you like the buds, well, that's about what you're looking like the coach was. Second period, Leafs get on the board. Steve Sullivan ripping the shot past Chris Osgood. It's 3-1. Later, Chris King just takes Larionov out along the boards, and Igor is hurt. He left the game with a Charlie horse, and he did not return. To the third period we go, and things get a little testy because the game is lost for Toronto. That's Ty taking on a few Wings, and he drew a minor penalty. And then his teammate, Chris King, he goes with Darren McCarty. The Wings will ice this one here. It's a 2-on-1. It's Joey Kosher going upstairs on Potvin. 4-1 Detroit. A tough night for Toronto as the Leafs fail in their attempt to win 3 in a row. They lose it Saturday night. Detroit is in Toronto for the rematch. The Wings are now unbeaten in their last 5 games. Dave?
Sharks and Phoenix. Before the game, Jim Schoenfield lost Tevodosky with a pulled rib muscle. He is now day-to-day. The last line of defense always in goal, and Heavy Bullen was sharp. He starts Murray Craven on this breakaway. He was hot all night. Then Patrick Marleau in all alone, stone cold. And finally, watch this save on Ragnarsson. Yeah, it's sweet stuff. No wonder it was scoreless after 1. The offense kicks in the second. Rebound comes right back to Keith Tkachuk. Power play goal. That made it 1-0 for the Coyotes. Then Craig Janney. Watch this cute little feather pass to Quint, and he makes no mistake about it. 2-0 for the Coyotes. Happy Bullen, he, like I said, was hot all night. Great glove save here on Ragnarsson. Then 3-0 Coyotes. Tkachuk completes the hat trick. What a play, what a move, what a goal by Zuzan and Vernon. Wow, what a sweet, sweet goal. 4-0 for the Coyotes. San Jose's 7-game unbeaten streak is now over. To St. Louis for the Blues and the Blackhawks. The Blues unbeaten in 4 coming into this one. To the first period we go. Blues power play. Steve Duchesne finds Chris Pronger in his office. Hey, email this one, baby. Top corner, 1-0 for the Blues. Then the Hawks get the man advantage. Zamnov, his shot is stopped. But Chris Chelios right there for his first goal in 14 games. It's all tied up at 1. Then the Blues are caught on a line change. Tony Amonte finds Nabokov. He's wide open on the wing. He fires it right through Grant Fuhr. 2-1 Hawks after 1. Hawks on a roll. To the second period we go. Eric Daze to Johnson alone in front. Fuhr, what a great save there. It stays 2-1 for the Hawks. It's 3-1 for the Hawks in the third when Pronger will cheap shot Nabokov. Chelios is right there to settle the matter, and the Hawks get their second win of the month, 4-1 over the Blues. It is the first time this season that the Blues have lost while they have been outshot. Chicago rookie Dmitry Nabokov got a goal and 1 assist in that game.
On to the Rangers and the Sabres. Dominic Hasek already 4 shutouts in the month of December. Early on, Bruce Driver gets his stick up on Miroslav Shaitan. Shaitan is cut, as you can see, but there was no call. Later, Sabres Matthew Barnaby trying to coax a penalty here. A bit of a dive. What do you think? Well, no call for bad acting. Later, Rangers get the puck to Alexei Kovalev, but Hasek gives him nothing to shoot at. It's still 0. Second period, good forechecking by Buffalo, and yes, Jason Woolley with his second, and it's 1-0 Buffalo. Rangers try to get something going here. Pat LaFontaine is tripped, but he tries to get the wraparound in, but no, the Dominator is there to shut the door. Third period, same score here. Dixon Ward ripping it past Richter, and that is his 4th, and the Sabres now up by 2. In fact, they add an empty netter, and hold on for Hasek's 5th shutout this month. He now has 6 on the season. He finished with 28 saves. 6 of the Sabres' last 8 wins have been by a shutout. Other scores to pass your way. The Devils breaking their season-high 3-game winless streak. Barrasso making 23 stops to improve to 17-8-6 as Pittsburgh gets by Washington. And finally, John Van Beesbrook making 26 saves for his 299th career win. Still to come on the show, we'll check back in on Canada at the World Juniors.
And Tim is Duncan against the Celtics in the NBA. Come on back.
General Mills, makers of Cheerios and a proud sponsor of the Canadian Olympic team, presents Judy Diddick.
I remember as a kid watching the Olympics and watching Natty Comaneci getting her perfect 10, and I always, for some reason, remembered thinking, I want to get there, I want to get there. Not knowing that hockey would be the sport, but with hockey giving me the opportunity, I'm very grateful for hockey. Playing hockey to me is just a lot of fun. The people that you meet, the friendships that you make. Canadians, I think it's just in their blood to know hockey and to play hockey and to watch it, to be a fan, and to support their Canadian hockey players. The ultimate goal for Canada is simply pure gold.
This Olympic profile is brought to you by General Mills, makers of Cheerios and a proud sponsor of the Canadian Olympic team.
Low in fat and sugar and loved by kids. That's why they're loved by moms, too.
Welcome back. Back-to-back championships are one thing. Three-peats are another. As for a six-peat, well, that takes a special effort. Such is the challenge facing Canada's juniors at the World Junior Hockey Championship in Helsinki. After losing to Finland Thursday, the Canucks went after Sweden Friday, and they sent Q star Roberto Luongo to the nets, trying to win one back after that loss to the Finns. He's under pressure early. Marcus Nielsen on the power play, and he takes the feed from Johan Forsander. And just like that, it's 1-0 Sweden. Late in the period, Pierre Hayden shoots, and Brian Wilsey, bad break, deflects it past Luongo. It's 2-0 Sweden after one. In the second, Matt Bradley in all alone. He goes to backhand, but no. Holmquist robs him. The Swedish goaltender was great. That hurts because moments later, Daniel Sedin breaks in and beats Luongo. 3-0 Sweden. Third period, more trouble here. Kim Kanterheim all alone fakes the shot. Luongo goes down, and the puck goes up and in. 4-zip Sweden. Holmquist with the shutout. Sweden handing Canada its first shutout of this tournament since 1992. And after the game, Paul Romanuk spoke to head coach Real Payma about the Canadians' efforts so far.
Real, if you had to use the word frustration, would it be directed towards the officiating? Would it be directed towards the players? Where do you direct that frustration?
Well, right now, I think the focus is on the refereeing, but we can't dwell on it because right now our players are frustrated because even last year, I don't remember body checks being called as penalties. It seems that over here it's more legal if they hit the guy without the puck than they hit the guy with the puck. But it's something we have to adapt to. It's something that we're getting better at, and we got to keep getting better at and work on it tomorrow in practice so that against the Czech, we can do the same thing that's being done to us, like being picked without being called and holding up the players, their forechecker, to give our defensemen a chance to have more options on the breakups.
How important is this day off to you? Are you going to totally work on a different approach in terms of a game plan, or is it a chance to mentally regroup? What does it mean to you and the team?
At this point, it's the mental aspect that we're going to have to work at to make sure that everybody is focused, everybody's on board, everybody's committed to the next 2 games. And all we want to do is, I thought today we got better. We did a lot of things better. We created a lot more chances to score than we did yesterday. We did well on the penalty kill.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Réal Paymont, the head coach of Canada, a day off, and they'll get set for a big game against the Czechs on Sunday.
Yes, thank you, Paul. And that game will be against the Czech Republic. Got to get some goals and stay away from the box. They gave the Swedes 8 power plays. You cannot win this thing if you're spending the majority of your time killing penalties. Dave?
Thank you, Lisa. Group B action on Friday. Jeff Jackson and the Americans. Hey, didn't they have a couple of hits in the 60s? Anyways, they took on Kazakhstan. First period, Jeff Farkas breaks in. He hits the post, but Brian Gianto right there to poke home the rebound, and that made it 1-0. But Kazakhstan did come to play. Zendupolo in all alone. Nice little move here, and that made it 1-1. But up 2-1, Kevin Colley will pick up a pass. Then he hits Miskovich on the breakaway. He makes it look so easy. Nice little goal there. 3-1 for the U.S. Third period now, 5-2. Farkas will just walk in and just blow it by Tregubov. Trust me, that's his name, 6'2". States just poured on after that. Palmera into the zone, dekes to the middle, tucks it home. That made it 7-2, and the U.S. wins it easily. 8-2 is your final. 2 other games to tell you about from the World Junior Championships. In Group A, Finland dropped Germany 5-0, and in Group B, it was Switzerland over Slovakia 3-1. So, after 2 days at the World Junior Championships, here's how the standings look. Finland leads Group A with 2 victories. Canada, if you can believe it, is in last place. In Group B, Russia and Switzerland are the only 2 unbeaten teams. The top 4 teams in each group do advance to the quarterfinals.
Meantime, defense of another title is on the right track. The national team beating the host team Davos 3-1 at the Spengler Cup in Switzerland. Canada's next game is Saturday against Sweden. After getting off to a franchise record 11-0 start, the Atlanta Hawks have been anything but record-setting lately. 1 game away from their longest losing streak in over 2 years. The Hawks faced the lowly Milwaukee Bucks Friday night, a team that has lost 6 of their last 7, including a loss to the Raptors a week ago. So the Hawks were looking to end that 3-game losing skid. But Milwaukee's on a roll. Irvin Johnson over a couple of them with the jam. The Bucks looking unstoppable. Then Elliot Perry over to Ray Allen, and Allen takes it in the paint, and the Bucks continue to dominate this game. Could this be an upset of a sort? But the Hawks hang tough. Here's Christian Laettner shooting, but it's no good. But still, Dikembe Mutombo, great board and the bucket. But the Bucks keep coming. They're hanging tough. Allen again to Glenn Robinson, and this one bounces off, but no, Tyrone Hill takes over and he puts it in. In fact, he was all over the place in the extra period. In fact, Hill scored 6 of his 14 points in OT. The Hawks have lost 4 in a row, their longest losing streak in over 2 years. Who would have thought after that start that they had? On to the Heat and the Pistons. Miami has won its last 6 games against Detroit. First quarter, Pistons on the break. Grant Hill to Joe Dumars, and he kisses it off the glass. Pistons in front early, but the Heat go on a 19-7 run late in the second. Jamal Mashburn to Alonzo Mourning with the jam. But then a couple of plays later, some bad news for Miami. Watch it here as Mashburn sprains his ankle going for the hoop at the end of the half. He left the game and he did not return, and that is bad news. Heat were still up by 11, though, at the break, and here they are on another break. It's Hardaway to Dan Marley. He lays it in, and Doug Collins is not happy with his Pistons. Hey, we've seen that all season. He continued to pour it on the court. morning. Hitting from everywhere. Drains the baseline J as the Heat go on to win this one quite easily, as a matter of fact. The Heat have now beaten Detroit 7 straight times. The Pistons shooting just 37% from the floor. Oh, dear.
The San Antonio Spurs are one of the hottest teams in the NBA. Coming off the Christmas break, the Spurs had won 6 in a row and 7 straight at home. After that, they were playing Boston, a team the Spurs had beaten 7 straight times. Rick Pitino knows that his Celtics are going to be in tough when they go and play San Antonio. Early on, the Spurs are really flying in this one, literally flying. Sean Elliott with the alley and David Robinson with the oop. But Boston does not fold in this one. Watch this, Walker. He'll hit from three-point land. Swish. You know it's good. Another one of the NBA's young guns, Tim Duncan, with one of his 8 blocks in the game. He had himself a great night. And then in transition, it's Avery Johnson, Sean Elliott. He finishes the break with authority. Spurs up by 12 after 3 quarters. And then it really gets fun. Avery Johnson headbands up to Tim Duncan, and Duncan is Duncan. Spurs go on to win it 101-86. The Spurs have now won their 7th game in a row. Let's get on to the Wizards and the Mavericks. Rod Strickland with the quick pass early to Tracy Murray. Watch him just throw this thing down. Tightly contested game. Watch this. Reeves drives and then literally goes over Terry Davis. Then Dennis Scott tries an inbound. Watch this. Intercepted by Cheney. And he just walks in all alone for the easy jam. And Bernie Bickerstaff can smile all he wants because the Wizards go on to win it 97-95. The Wizards have now won a season high 6 straight and go over 500 for the first time this season.
To Cleveland and Charlotte. Sean Kemp playing despite a sore back, and his back doesn't seem to be bothering him here. That's a nice play. And Cleveland made 11 of their first 12 shots at the other end of the floor. It's Charlotte's Glenn Rice. What a scoring machine he has been lately. That was from three-point land. Yes, we're tied up after 1, and then in the second it is Rice again from way out. Rice with 14 at the half. The Hornets up by 9 at the break. Bad news for the Cavs here. Look right side of your screen right there. Rookie Brevin Knight. He would leave the game with a sprained ankle. Late 4th. Hornets up by 5. David Wesley with the steal. He goes coast to coast. The Cavs win this one easily. 96-88. The Cavs shooting 58%, but attempted just 57 shots, matching the 4th lowest total in NBA history. Elsewhere, the Magic have lost 5 in a row, and we're without Ronnie Cycli, who missed the game with the flu. The T-Wolves scored a team record 46 points in the 4th quarter as they beat the Nets. And finally, the Nuggets are now the worst. They have the worst record in the NBA at 2-24. They lost to the Warriors. And coming up, more NFL as Norm drops by with his picks.
The new year is nearly here, but the new year in the NFL begins this weekend. The playoffs. Our first round selections against the line are next.
Hey, Annie. Hi. Love the hat. Oh, I need it. My head's a disaster. Look at my dandruff. That's easy to take care of with the right shampoo. Here.
With regular shampoo, flakes can keep coming back, but Head & Shoulders helps eliminate dandruff and helps stop flakes before they even start. You may never see flakes again. And your hair?
My hair looks great. Thanks. Don't forget your hat. Who needs it?
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
There are a lot of different names Chrysler Canada vehicles can go by. But for maintenance service, there's only one name you need to know to keep them going. Whether it's on the track, off the track, or on the road. The one name that knows your vehicle best. Chrysler 5-star service. Only at your local Chrysler dealer. Great people, great service.
At Altamira, we have an industry term for all the RSP information you need. The kit. It guides you through all of our 27 no-load mutual funds, and with our help, you can make the RSP choices that are right for you. And it's absolutely free. So call Altamira at 1-888-NO-LOADS for your free RSP investment kit. We have an industry term for that, too. Smart. Altamira, helping you take control.
Look at that move.
World bragging rights are on the line for the best junior players in the world. Catch the excitement of the World Junior Hockey Championship only on TSN.
Canada, World Junior Hockey Champions for the 5th year in a row.
It's one thing to make the playoffs in the NFL. It's quite another thing to do something once you get there. Not only for the players, but also for our man, Norm Hitchkus. Time now to get even for that regular season. It's time now to go against the Norm.
We split our 4 final regular season selections last week. We finished +9 for the regular season, 40 winners and 31 losers. We begin the playoffs with the Giants over Minnesota. The history of dome teams like the Vikings playing cold outside in the playoffs is very, very dreary. The Vikings staggered to the finish line, losing 5 in a row before they got into playoffs by surviving the 3-13 Colts. The Giants have the vastly superior defense here, have the best turnover ratio in the National Football League, and mistake-prone Viking quarterback Randall Cunningham is not the answer here. The Giants advance. Next, give me Jacksonville plus the points over Denver. I know everybody and his dog likes Denver to get revenge for Jacksonville upsetting them last year in the first playoff game the Broncos were in. Not me. This Denver defense is, in my estimation, the worst defense of any team that got into the playoffs. This defense has allowed 20 or more points 7 of the last 10 games, and the only 3 teams that didn't get to 20 of them at that point in the season against them, offensive cripples, Carolina, Oakland, and San Diego. Ugh. Hey, this figures to be an enormous shootout because Elway is going to scorch those weak Jaguar corners. But I'll take Jacksonville plus the points. Jacksonville having scored 20 or more points 13 of their 16 games. Next, give me Miami over New England. Let's see. Big game. Who do I want at quarterback? Dan Marino or Drew Bledsoe? Who do I want coaching? Jimmy Johnson or Pete Carroll? And I get the Dolphins plus 5 points? Sign me up. Coach Johnson in his career, in games where the line is under a touchdown, basically toss-up games, favorite or underdog, is a sparkling 39-21 against the spread. I'll take the fish and points. Finally, give me Detroit as a small underdog over Tampa. The Lions just might be riding a wave of emotion to win this one for injured linebacker Reggie Brown. Tampa's offense struggled badly down the stretch. Give me the Lions. The picks again: New York, Jacksonville, Miami, and Detroit. Good luck to you and Happy New Year.
There are a bunch of U.S. College Bowl games leading up to the big one, the Orange Bowl. Friday, our football fix came to us courtesy of the Motor City Bowl, featuring the Mississippi Rebels and the Marshall Thundering Herd. Yeah, that's right, the Marshall Thundering Herd. Ole Miss gets off to a great start. First play from scrimmage, Stuart Patridge to Grant Hurd, and he goes 54, and that sets us up a TD on the very next play, and it's 7-0 Ole Miss, just like that. Then Marshall, on their first play, just the 3rd series of the game, Chad Pennington puts it up, and Randy Moss runs under it and takes it 80. Only 41 seconds gone, and it's tied at 7. Less than a minute left in the game. Ole Miss down by 4. Deuce McAllister dives over for the winning score, and Ole Miss breaks Marshall's heart. 34-31, Rebels favored by 3.5, and they win it by 3. And a reminder that we will have Saturday's Heritage Bowl from Atlanta. 9-2 South Carolina State taking on 10-1 Southern. And then later it's the Insight.com Bowl, formerly the Copper Bowl. 9-3 New Mexico against 6-5 Arizona. Football fever alive and kicking on the network.
Only 363 days left till Christmas. Dear Santa, this time around, forget the new car, forget the trip to Vegas. All I want for the next 363 days is to get my hands back on that channel changer. Let's see the TSN on a roll. How does that work?
The Pacers have dominated play so far. Jackson spinning inside on Price, threw it up and got it before it's falling down.
Got a prayer. It must be Christmas time because he just got a present.
The guy's only leading the league in assists and points right now. Oh, what a move through by Berard, and he scores! What a wonderful goal, a dash by Berard right up the ice.
Outside, he fires, he didn't get it, the rebound is off. Up high, Eddie Jones, nice rebound. 88-70, down the middle, goal. Oh, man, a good thing he didn't miss that. He put on a hot dog act underneath.
Here comes Keith Kachuk. 2 goals tonight. Cuts in and shoots. Score! The catch of the Coyote.
The best of that bunch is coming up, but as we go to break, some scores from the farm to pass your way. We're back in a moment.
Dear heart, won't you keep me warm? Dear heart, from the winter storm, the snow.
Our unique formulation helps prevent fuel line freezing. Winter gas is back exclusively at Petro-Canada. Just what you'd expect from Petro-Canada. Canada's gas station.
Rayovac Renewal is the first alkaline battery that can be recharged. And that could save you hundreds of dollars. So this holiday season, give the gift that gives something back all year long. Rayovac Renewal. Pick up our power station in a store near you.
Seems I got to have a change of speed. Every night I have a stranger's dream. I'm feeling alright. Yeah, not feeling good in myself. Feeling alright.
Wasn't that long ago? I could have told you exactly what was coming around that corner.
Good trip, Fred. Oh, not too
In the last few years,
Got a lot of heads turning with this load. I'll
you
tell
know, this company has changed. The cars have changed. And for our part, it's obvious.
Great fresh bud. Thanks.
We gotta keep changing too.
New Year's Day, TSN turns back the clock.
His length, he can turn this course into a pitching button.
Celebrate a time when a 21-year-old phenom turned the golf world on its collective ear. For 4 magical days at Augusta National.
He's the best golfer in the world. He's 21 years old. I think that's unbelievable.
The 1997 Masters revisited. See it and relive it on TSN.
Canada lost Christmas Day at the World Junior Championships in Finland and on Boxing Day as well. A 4-0 decision at the hands of the Swedes. The defending champions are not used to this kind of start. No, sir. We get more now from Helsinki with Gord Miller and Gary Green.
Well, Gary Green, if yesterday was a wake-up call, is today the panic button?
Well, I don't think it's a panic button by any means, Gord, but on the other hand, Team Canada's got to find a way to get their act together and to start doing things that they know they're capable of. That's just plain and simple. Skating, shooting, passing, all of the things that they've got the skill level to be able to achieve. But in the game against Sweden, they were just outplayed by a better hockey club, and Canada never did come close to even putting 60 minutes on the ice.
Let's get this straight. Sweden beats Canada. Czech Republic beats Sweden, so I guess Canada's got its hands full on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, as things were supposed to have gone on during this format, it was going to get a little easier in the first round for Canada, but that's not going to be the way it's going to end up happening. And Canada should be very concerned about the game Sunday afternoon here against the Czech Republic, because Sweden told me today, the Swedish coaches, that they thought the Czech Republic team were very good and that controlled the play. And boy, when they had the lead, they said they were very tough to play against. We never got the puck. Well, I mean, I think that means that Canada better have a little bit of concern about playing the Czech Republic. It's not going to be easier.
And here's the bad news for Canada. Of all the teams in the tournament, the Czech Republic's been harder on Canada in the 90s than any of them. 3-3-1 the Czechs are against Canada in the 90s. Let's go back to Sports Desk.
And just enough time to go back through the tape and pick out our highlight of the night. I believe we have the play ready, and it comes to us from the Shark Tank. The Coyotes in San Jose. Keith Kachuk breaks in and undresses Andre Zuzin and Mike Vernon for a great individual goal, completing the hat trick. Let's see it again. Kachuk shaking and baking all over the Sharks for our highlight of the night. We are about out of time, so let's get a little preview from Vancouver. Lots of hockey on deck in your neck of the woods, Dave.
You betcha, Lisa. Saturday, big day for all the NHL teams out west. Philadelphia is in Calgary, Colorado is in Edmonton, and the Canucks are in Dallas. All the talk out here is about trade rumors. Clearly, Lisa, Christmas is over.
Yes, and what a year ahead of us. Looking forward to it. For David Pratt and our entire crews from coast to coast, and we're talking about, 40 people that you don't see, a real talented bunch. I'm Lisa Bose. Thanks for stopping in. We'll talk to you later, and happy holidays.
TSN.